Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Byron and Slade here, fresh off of watching the Game Awards live in my Discord server. And we're going to recap it. We're going to give you our thoughts on the winners, the announcements, and all the good stuff and bad that we saw at the Game Awards. So let's get started, shall we, Slade?
Yeah, so pre-note before we start, I'm coming down with something that's like pretty bad cold. 5 of my coworkers got COVID, so if I don't sound like I have my usual energy, I do apologize.
Don't worry, I'm carrying the energy for 2 tonight.
Let's begin with the announcements. So we got quite a few announcements tonight. I would say some crazier than others, and a lot of expansions. I think we expected a lot less this year just because of the shorter screen time.
Yeah, which
for this year's Game Awards.
Yeah, which the Game Awards ended up being 25 minutes, not counting the pre-show, 25 minutes over its scheduled 2.5-hour airtime. Thanks,
you,
Christopher
Chris
Judge. Nod.
Yeah.
Much love.
Much love.
But we got, as Slade said, some expansions, starting with, on the pre-show, we got Dead Cells plus Castlevania.
That's right. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania DLC, which I believe is coming next year like a lot of other things are.
Yes.
Looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's nice that they're letting an indie developer kind of take some of the Castlevania IP and they put it in Dead Cells.
Yeah, and it looks so good. Looks so good. Speaking of things that look so good, Slade, how about that It Takes Two merchandise, baby?
That's right. The toy that allows you to pull apart like its parts based off the scene where you're like tearing the elephant to pieces. Like, oh my god, 10 out of 10.
We got scarves. We got a collaboration book shirt. We got the Moon Baboon shirt, and I'm like, hey, good for It Takes Two. Good for It Takes Two, right?
Yeah, honestly, anything Joseph Fares does, we're already bought in. We're like a cult at this point for that dude.
We're waiting for the next game. Speaking of waiting, a surprise on the pre-show, I guess, get people to watch the pre-show a bit. Street Fighter 6, we got a little more gameplay, a few more characters, and an actual release date, June 2nd, 2023.
Okay, so having the release date finally is pretty interesting. Coming in at the beginning of June, which is not the only prominent title of that week of June. We actually have another one we're going to talk about a bit later.
Yeah.
But kind of crazy overall. So like, because you got Street Fighter 6 coming out. I guess I'll just segue to the next one. That same week, you got Diablo 4 coming out on the 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, Diablo 4 as well. My God.
And I guess while I'm on this train, Final Fantasy 16 as well that month. Like, holy shit, June's gonna be stacked.
You know what? Yeah, let's just talk about it now. Final Fantasy 16, coming out on June 22nd, which was the last announcement that took place at the Game Awards. But there was a funny slide right after this screenshot with the PS5 exclusive, and there was a note at the bottom saying, game cannot come to other platforms until after on or after December 31st, 2023.
Yeah, so Sony obviously bought the rights to an exclusivity deal with Square Enix.
Yeah,
surprisingly
for 6 months, but
yeah, I think it's because right now being exclusive to one platform isn't financially feasible for anybody right now.
Yeah.
We're actually going to talk about that. Actually, let's talk about it a little bit right now. We got the announcement of 3 Sony titles making their way to PC. They are as follows: The Last of Us Part 1.
Yep.
What are the other 2, Byron?
Returnal is coming to PC.
Yeah, Returnal.
And I actually don't think there was a third one. I think there were
Maybe
only
it was
2.
just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't like huge news to me. Sony's been porting over their platform to PC and other devices, mostly PC.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that nobody has PS5s right now.
Yeah.
And they have to maintain profitability somehow. So.
Yep. But that was interesting. Another really interesting announcement that kind of caught me and probably a lot of you, and Slade maybe off guard. Hades 2.
That is correct. So the sequel to Hades, Hades 2, which is Probably for me, the biggest announcement of the Game Awards in regards to game trailers. I know a lot of people would argue Death Stranding too,
Oh
but
yeah, spoilers. We'll get
no,
to that in a second.
I think it's great that Hades 2 is coming out and it's its own game. I'm actually really looking forward to that. First
Yep.
one's so good.
Yeah, and well, Slade segued it. We got Death Stranding 2. That's right. It's here in all of its I don't know what you would call it. Like what we got with the last Death Stranding. I'm not showing the imagery on screen, but it's Kojima imagery at its best and or worst, depending on your standpoint.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is we had covered on the channel previously that Death Stranding had a sequel planned that was canceled because it was supposed to be a Stadia exclusive. And we all know how Google Stadia went down.
Yeah, pour one out for Google Stadia, but
seeing the fact that it was still being made and released for other platforms is really interesting because I thought the project was canceled altogether.
maybe it wasn't, or maybe like the development, because I know some YouTubers have gotten their hands on Stadia dev kits as of late. Maybe it was an easy process. Or maybe Kojima had planned Death Stranding 2 to be PlayStation anyways.
Yeah, maybe he already knew how Google Stadia was going down and had backup plans because the band's like playing chess.
Or maybe all that was bullshit.
Yeah, maybe it was all BS in the end. Who really knows? But no, that's a game that's coming out that we were both surprised to see.
So I'm gonna jump the gun. Speaking of things that you think may be bullshit, Fire Emblem. We got some Nintendo announcements to the shock of at least me. And maybe you, Slade. But
a little bit.
We got the Fire Emblem Engage expansion pass revealed with in 4 waves. With wave 1 having Eldegard, Dimitri.
Yeah, okay. I'll say it. Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude as 3-in-1 packaged Engage ring / characters. So they're not separate. They're all together. Which is interesting. It's very interesting. It's a first for what I've seen of this game. We could probably see more paired up units. And you have Tiki.
Yep. And some other stuff. But Wave 1 launches with the game with the other waves to be available in 2023.
That's right. Fire Emblem is now dabbling in day 1 DLC, which let me tell you why that's terrible. Because I have always been on the side that any content that is available when the game releases should be a part of the base game, and DLC should only ever be an expansion of the game that is developed after the game's release. And I think it's dog water, to be quite frank with you guys, that they're holding back content for people to buy with their wallets when it's already available day 1. It's stupid. Yeah. I hate it. Yeah. I don't think Fire Emblem is a successful enough franchise to be pulling shady things like this. So, I don't know, it makes me a little upset.
Yeah. But we did actually get some good Nintendo news with the announcement of a new Bayonetta game. Bayonetta Origins, Syriza, and the Lost Demon.
Yeah, kind of taking a top-down approach that kind of reminds me a little bit of other action games like Tunic and to a significantly lesser extent, A Link to the Past, but like, honestly, looks pretty interesting. I think it could be a very good game. I think this one's obviously going to have a short development window, considering its top to bottom approach, so it doesn't quite require the development time that Bayonetta 3 and their main series titles would.
It is coming March 17th, 2023. So Nintendo's 2023 is continuing to be packed with, obviously, Fire Emblem, as we mentioned, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe coming in February, Bayonetta Origins coming in March, Tears of the Kingdom, I almost fucking called it Breath of the Wild 2, but Tears of the Kingdom coming in May. Like,
yeah. Obviously, you're going to have your crammed in Pokemon shit.
Because
not only they can't help themselves.
Game. And we also got a trailer and a mini teaser trailer, I guess, for the Mario movie, in which we saw Mario go through Toad Town, or go through the town to meet the princess, going through as you can see pictured here, a clear pipe with Keegan-Michael Key attempting to make a cap and hat joke that did not land with
yeah, it definitely
the
didn't
audience.
land. I don't care who fucking thinks it landed.
Yeah.
It did not land.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna. And Keegan-Michael Key's a pretty funny dude.
Yeah.
But he just had an off night. And then, of course, we got a mini teaser, which gave us a nugget of more information. But overall, same thoughts. Last time we had a Mario movie trailer, which was pretty recently. Looks like it's going to be a fine enough romp through Mario. So, it's whatever.
I think it'll be interesting enough movie. I think it's definitely something that they're making for both kids as well as fans of the franchise to see a little bit more. Yeah,
with so many like inside baseball, I guess you could say, references.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna miss with adults who have not played Mario games or they're fans of outside of the Mario franchise. So
yeah.
Overall, looks pretty interesting. I think overall the announcements were fairly decent for the most part. Nothing that's spectacularly groundbreaking or anything like that. But good enough.
But you're excited for this one. So we're getting a brand new game from the developers of Celeste and Towerfall Ascension in Earthblade, which looks to be a Metroidvania.
That is correct. So for those of you who know, Celeste was an indie game that was developed back in 2017. It's a really good emotional 2D platform that also has an emphasis on difficulty and movement.
Yeah.
I think out of all the 2D platforms that have released in the past, I want to say 5 to 6 years, it is the one with the best controls. So I'm excited to see these developers tackling something else. And I'm a huge fan of Metroidvanias. And it's hard to get any impressions based off that first little level world / thing that they showed.
Yeah.
But it all looked to be interconnected, and it just screamed to me that this looks like a Metroidvania.
Yeah, so... and however, it's going to be a potentially very long wait for this game. Because
2024 was when they said it would announce. To me, that's good news. They're not trying to rush it out the door. They're trying to give it its proper development time.
Yeah.
It's also a small indie studio, so the last thing we need is a title we're all excited for coming out way too early and not living up to expectations. I guess that's why we still haven't seen anything for Silk Song. By the way, no Silk Song, guys.
Yeah, spoilers. No Silk Song, Lamau. We got a new Star Wars game, or a release date for the newest Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, coming out March 17th. Again,
March got quite a bit of gameplay for it, too. It looked honestly impressive.
Yeah, looks really good. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to really enjoy this game. We got Horizon DLC, Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, which looks to take place in Hollywood, because we had a Hollywood sign get absolutely destroyed.
We also got Elden Ring DLC. I'm sorry, no, we did not get Elden Ring DLC.
No, we did. We got a game that looked very much like...
I got faked out. Yeah, we got... what's the name of that game
Lords of the Fallen. Which
looks very good. Another banger-looking title.
And as for the Burning Shores DLC, that will be coming out on April 19th, 2023. And, oh, lordy, I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. So, we covered this, like a month and a half ago or something, that we were going to get a Crash Bandicoot announcement at the Game Awards. I was very hyped. Then we got fucking... to quote Slade in my server's watch-along of this event, the Pokemon Unite of the Crash franchise.
That's right. It's going to be a game everyone loves for like a month and then moves on from.
Yeah, it's Crash Team Rumble. It's a arena game? Like a multiplayer?
Yeah, it's an arena fighter that looks like it still plays like its 3D platforming roots.
And at the end, they showed like Crash like slam dunking a Wumpa fruit, and that reminded me of like, oh, the hoops in like Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, it's basically Pokemon Unite, it looks like. It's actually like
I'm like
uncanny.
I'm gonna fucking Pass. And it's not even coming to PC.
Yep, just the consoles. Read 'em in week.
Like, most disappointing announcement.
For me, it's the fact that Engage has day one DLC. That's not disappointing so much as, like, I just think it's flat out wrong.
Yeah.
But let's get into the actual, like, winners of the awards.
Oh, wait, no, Slade, you're missing two more things here, buddy.
What am I missing?
You're missing Lo-Fi Girl in Rocket
the biggest
League.
announcement of the day. Lo-Fi Girl in Rocket League. Holy shit.
Yeah, this came out of left field. We're all like, okay, Rocket League review DLC. Slade was mentioning, a buddy of his was trying to get him into Rocket League. And then we saw the Lo-Fi Girl.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it was like what the fuck? And, yeah, so some songs are going to be in the game from Lo-Fi Girl. You can listen to them on YouTube. There's going to be a Lo-Fi Girl, like, decked out vehicle in the game. So that'll be coming in this later this month. And then the last of the announcements that we really sort of care about, we're getting Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon from Software. Armored Core is back.
I'm more excited for that than I am, but no, look like From Software is putting out yet another banger. They seem to be really on their A game, so definitely look forward to that.
And well, it's time to recap. We were going to do this in the other order, but we are going to cover the awards. So first off, though, Slade, there's one award we always miss covering because it happens right after we put out the predictions episode. It's the Player's Voice Award.
And let me tell you, there is some controversy involved with this one, folks, so sit tight. So for anyone following the situation, not on our channel but elsewhere, there was a botting fiasco happening between the Sonic Frontiers community and the Genshin Impact community.
Yeah.
And for the votes for Player's Voice, Jeff Keighley claimed that, they removed all the botted votes, but I personally think that's false, and I think he thinks that they did, but the winner of it ended up being Genshin Impact. So why is this so controversial? Well, the Genshin Impact community have been stating openly on like Reddit, Twitter, Discord, everything. Basically, they united in their efforts to vote this game in. Not because they thought it was the best game of 2023, but because they wanted free Primo gems in case it won.
Yeah.
You heard me correctly. They wanted in-game currency handed out for free if it won. That was literally the only reason it got voted. So,
yeah.
Pretty unfortunate we've seen the Player's Voice Award get abused like this, but, it's kind of to be expected considering that in previous years, you've had something like Fire Emblem Three Houses winning, and Lord knows journalism and like the journalists that vote on the Game Awards, stuff like that, can't have that happen. So they took it away, brought it back. I think after this year, with all the botting that happened, it's probably gone for good.
Yeah, and I was DMing Slade about this as the situation was unfolding. What didn't it unfold like within the past couple of days?
Yeah, like the last 3 to 4 days it's been happening. I think it's been going on longer, but that's when it started really becoming noticed by the gaming industry as a whole. But like I said, just absolutely crazy situation. You got two communities trying to like bot their game to the top of the list against each other. Looks like they removed quite a bit of the bot votes, but I don't think they got all of them. I think if we were actually going off player votes, it's probably Elden Ring or something else that should have won the award, but
hey, look,
who really cares?
It's
a meaningless award anyway. And I'm going to laugh so hard if there's no free Primo gems at Genshin Impact and all of that was for nothing. It's going to be absolutely hilarious.
Or maybe each player gets one.
Imagine.
But, alright. So, besides the esports awards, nothing against esports. We don't really typically care for the esports awards.
I mean, they didn't either with the way they
apparently, like always, they seem to shotgun them. like they're shotgunning
they really
drinks.
Shotgunned them this year.
But let's get into the awards. So, I almost fucking said it again. Tears of the Kingdom won the most anticipated game of 2023, which it's pretty
predicted.
obvious that was going to be.
I didn't see any other title out there other than maybe Starlink competing.
Yep. Arcane League of Legends won Best Adaptation. Which,
that's correct. I think I predicted that, and then you went with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah,
but either way, I think they were both good answers.
Yeah, like
I just
even
felt like
Cyberpunk,
kind of really.
Yeah, even Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, and the Cuphead show were also really good.
Yeah, it's a good thing they had the category this year because, like, Byron and I weren't kidding when we talked about it previously. It was legitimately stacked.
Yeah, and hopefully next year it's as stacked because we know that that damn Mario movie is going to be up there for.
Yeah, just need other things to step up and compete with it, right? So
Sonic 3.
I don't think that's happening. At least not next year.
Stray sweeping indie awards everywhere. Stray got best debut indie game, which, yeah, I feel like these indie awards are pretty called already.
Yeah, I think honestly, indie awards are the easiest to pick because, like, not to shit on indie titles.
No, indie titles are
most of my favorite games are indie titles.
Yeah, some of them.
I feel like one just comes out that the entire community plays and respects the fuck out of.
Yeah.
And then you get a whole bunch of other ones that aren't quite as well known or quite as played as the others. And they kind of just get swept under the rug just to prop up the one that everybody played.
Yeah, and plus, there's always one indie game that's nominated for the Game of the Year award, and that one usually goes on to win the indie categories. Not always, but generally that's the accepted.
Yeah, so the fact that Stray was up for Game of the Year and none of the other indies were was pretty telling who was going to win those awards.
But 5 great indie choices all around. The indie category, best, especially for this one, best debut. The regular best indie category was also stacked, but
oh yeah.
So we had Content Creator of the Year, pretty easy decision. Ludwig.
Yeah, Byron and I had Ludwig read out, and that was before the whole shit going on with Smash Bros.
Which, let me tell you motherfuckers, tune in on Sunday. There's more to this shit.
Yeah, we got a lot more news on Smash Bros. Tour.
Yeah,
but good guy Ludwig coming to the rescue, also winning Content Creator of the Year.
Yep.
You love to see it.
Carl Jacobs, Nibelion, QT Cinderella, Nobru, other fine choices. Nibelion being the odd one out, but like, look at what happened with Nibelion this year. No wonder he was nominated. Next up, best multiplayer game. I think to the shock of both of us, Splatoon 3 won.
Yeah.
Which,
that was a shocker. That's one of the ones we had no clue. Like, it's actually, like, awesome that because Byron and I think we're on the Overwatch 2 train just because, like, recency bias plus journalism, like, the journalists have to pick something that's mainstream. But, I think I picked Multiverses because I thought it was the best quality multiplayer.
Yeah.
But no, I think they went with what they thought was the correct choice, which was Splatoon 3, and good on them, honestly.
Yep, good on them. I can't say anything about Call of Duty. Overwatch 2 I've heard mixed things on. Multiverses.
Controversial.
Hashtag dead game. But I've heard nothing but praise for Shredder's Revenge, and obviously Splatoon 3 is Splatoon 3. It's gonna Splatoon pretty well.
Yeah, speaking of Shredder's Revenge, I guess we're spoiling. It didn't win anything, but fantastic game all around. Yeah, please play it.
Yeah, fantastic game all around. Best sports racing game went to Gran Turismo 7. Unfortunately, did not go to Ollie Ollie World.
Yeah, to the surprise of nobody.
Yeah,
I think that's what I predicted, but I wanted Ollie Ollie World. So.
Yeah. Best sim strategy game went to Mario and Rabbids. I guess not surprising.
Yeah, we both predicted that.
Yep.
So.
Best family game shocked us a little bit.
It shocked us a little bit, but I think you picked it because I'm pretty sure you picked it, Byron.
No,
No, I'm pretty sure you picked it and I picked something else.
but
'Cause I'm pretty
Kirby
sure
and
you
the
picked
Forgotten
Kirby.
Land, which, wink wink, I'm currently playing on my Twitch channel. When this goes up, I'll be live 6 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/the1_Byron.
Yeah, I guess you could put in playing the best family game of the year.
I probably should.
Yeah.
But no, great game all around. For these 5 games, great games. Switch Sports is all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirby winning the family game category, even though it shouldn't be in the category.
No, it's a family-friendly game. I disagree.
When I think of the family-friendly award, I'm thinking more like multiplayer games you can play with the family. But that also
I think it's
is
supposed
like,
to be like child-friendly.
yeah,
games.
that's fair. Maybe change the wording of this up. Whatever. Best fighting game went to Multiversus.
Which is what I picked, by the way. I know we both said that Sifu was going to win it because they forced it
I
into
think
the
we
category.
both picked Multiversus.
But we said that the actual best fighting game of the year was Multiversus.
Yeah,
so
Sifu
here's my
is
caveat. I picked it. That's all I'm saying.
Sifu, still forever a weird choice to have in best fighting game. Yes, there is fighting in the game, but
I still don't understand how they brute force it
it's like nominating TMNT Shredder's Revenge for best fighting game.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
It's a beat 'em up.
You know, let's continue on with category Sifu was nominated for. Best action game. This is the one that really shocked Byron because I feel like we had pretty much everything else figured out.
Yeah, but
this is the one that absolutely stunned us.
But yeah, Bayonetta 3 won. To the shock
is,
of everybody.
Yeah, so obviously the controversy probably didn't hold it back, and if anything, it probably boosted it up.
Yeah, we mentioned in the call we were in with some other people. It was like we were all like, "Yeah, the controversy helped," and I think we all went, "Ha, Helena Taylor."
Yeah, we sure did. That's like get fucked, Helena Taylor.
Yeah. Best action adventure game went to God of War Ragnarok, which once again I think the Ye Olde Game Award curse. I don't know if I want to call it a curse, but like
it's definitely a trend.
Yeah, a trend.
You're going to be hearing God of War won a lot of things tonight. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. God of War won a lot, and then another game won like 1 or 2 of the bigger awards. But speaking of bigger games winning awards, Elden Ring won Best RPG to the surprise of not a lot of
Nobody.
people.
Yeah, it being in the category was pretty head scratching, but
yeah,
ultimately we felt like because they put it in the category is going to win, kind of like Sifu with fighting games, but like we did get plot twisted this time. We knew Elden Ring was winning the category.
Imagine. Best VR AR game did not go to fucking Among Us VR. It went to my pick, which was Moss Book 2.
Yeah, Byron was right. I went with the meme pick. I'm sorry,
guys. Let's fucking go. This
is
not the year for memes, though.
Hey, sometimes Byron's the one that's right, sometimes I'm the one that's right.
We did get fucking memed on later on, but we'll fucking talk about that.
We sure did. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, and also Among Us is finally having stuff that modders have been adding in there since like 2021. So, with hide and seek finally coming. Innovation and accessibility. God of War Ragnarok won that to the surprise of nobody. Sony are usually pretty damn good about accessibility. Not that the other developers that were nominated for this aren't great, and it's always great to see more innovation and accessibility. Always a great thing.
Yeah, God of War winning it. I think Byron had that while I had The Last of Us, but Byron made a good point while we were watching. Sony is just really on top of it when it comes to accessibility options.
Yeah. But hey, look, the fact this is a category...
They lead the industry.
Yeah, the fact that this is a category, the fact that there is a bigger push for accessibility settings, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I love it too. It's great.
Great thing. Speaking of great things, the community, sponsored by the platform we're using to record this episode, Discord, Final Fantasy XIV won Best Community Support.
Yeah,
not
which was
surprising,
my prediction.
Not terribly.
Yeah, I know a lot of people thought it might be Fortnite or something, but I was like, well, community support's more about the community, not about what the devs put out to the community.
Also, didn't we get something new added to Fortnite today?
We did, but it was last week. You're on older news because you reacted to it. Long story short, we didn't cover this on the channel yet.
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia and Doom Guy, among other characters, have been added to Fortnite.
Yeah.
That happened about 5 days ago.
Fortnite continues to be the craziest fucking game in existence.
Yeah, holy hell. I think Deku from My Hero Academia is coming to. It's like, Jesus Christ. They're going to put everything in this game.
Yeah. Everything that's
All
not
right, let's move along.
Nintendo.
Let's move
Best
along.
mobile game. I called this one Marvel Snap.
Yeah, that's correct. Byron did call this one. I was way off base because I thought they're just going to throw Genshin at it again until Genshin dies. I'm glad they did it. Marvel Snap seems to be pretty good for what I hear.
I'm surprised it's not new mobile games. I guess maybe there's not that many new mobile games. I don't know. There probably are, but they just don't get enough recognition.
Yeah.
Or they're mostly like free to play because that's what that market dictates. We got Best Indie, Stray, nothing more. The other 4 are great indie games. Cult of the Lamb has been a critical hit, especially on Twitch. Neon White, great game. Sifu, great game. Tunic, great game. All great choices, but maybe don't put the Game of the Year indie winner in Best Indie, as weird as that sounds. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Stray won it. Cat game go. Instead of Burr, it's meow. Best ongoing game went to Final Fantasy XIV, which a little shocking. I thought with all the insane batshit stuff that Fortnite was adding, that Fortnite would win, but
thankfully I saw a reason. I thought Walker was just too good of an expansion to get anything but best ongoing game. Yeah. So that was my prediction.
Yep. Can't wait for it to be the same fucking 5 games next year.
Oh yeah.
As Dusk Falls won the Games for Impact Award. Congrats.
Yeah, Byron and I think this is the one category we knew absolutely nothing about.
Yep. Nothing against any of those games. Mr. I'm gonna be speaking for 10 minutes, run the Game Awards over its time. Christopher Judge won Best Performance, to the shock of nobody.
Yeah, we talked about this previously. I think we both picked him as like our winner. I know you said Soldic had like a chance or something.
A little bit of a chance, but
I was like, nah, Christopher Judge is what makes the voice acting.
And also,
for,
Christopher Judge was dripped out the wazoo tonight. In the gold suit. There were quite a few cool looking suits and outfits tonight at the Game Awards.
I guess speaking of Christopher Judge, he also caused the Game Awards to go 10 minutes over their screen time by himself, which was hilarious.
Yeah, because I think we said this earlier, but the Game Awards went 25 minutes over its original 2.5-hour main show time, not counting the pre-show, where some of these awards were shotgun, like people with shotgun drinks in a bar.
Probably because Christopher Judge kind of forced them into that position to where they had to. So
yeah.
Pretty funny.
Best audio design went to God of War, Ragnarok. Again, Ragnarok winning a lot of the awards.
Yep.
Best score and music again went to God of War. Little sad Metal Hellsinger didn't win it, but
yeah,
it is what it is. Best art direction went to Elden Ring. So Elden Ring picking up another award. Best narrative went to God of War Ragnarok, again to the surprise of not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the 2 big enchiladas, best game direction, and your Game Awards 2022 Game of the Year was Elden Ring.
That's correct. So Elden Ring, to the surprise of nobody, was the winner of the Game of the Year as well as best direction. For best direction specifically, I didn't think God of War Ragnarok would win because the reason why it won back in 2018, along with Game of the Year, was because they completely changed the way the God of War franchise works.
Yeah.
From God of War 2018, from like the previous titles. They didn't do that this time around because it was largely the same game.
Which isn't a bad thing. Keep in mind.
Which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. But I don't think it should win Best Game Direction twice when they didn't change anything. from like the way the game works from the previous title. Again, God of War Ragnarok's an incredible game.
Yeah.
But Elden Ring. Let's talk about Elden Ring because I think Byron and I have been talking about it all year. I think it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to win Game of the Year when it came out, before any other games came out. Like, we didn't even need to see other games. We just knew.
Yep, and I believe except God of War Ragnarok and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the rest of the lineup for Game of the Year came out in the first half of the year, which you could say first half of the year was more front-loaded than the back half of the year.
Oh, yeah. And there was a little bit of a interesting thing that happened at the end of the Game Awards with this guy. I got some more information on that, Byron. I was actually looking into it while we were on here. That kid that made the Rabbi Bill Clinton statement snuck up on there with him, meaning he wasn't actually with him.
Oh,
and he's been arrested.
What? What?
Yeah, that was just really random.
Yeah, that was fucking random as shit. Yeah, so for context, some kid ran up on the stage and said, hey, this award for, our rabbi, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, and some more news. He's also apparently a serial groper and has been on InfoWars. So, big yikes. That kid has a pretty bad track record. So,
kid fucking...
How did he even get into the Game Awards?
How did he even get into the Game Awards?
Who knows? Anyone fucking wondering what was going on with the Bill Clinton thing? There you go. We got you the loop here on Who the Hell Asked. You're welcome.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what'd you think of the show overall, Byron?
If they didn't go over time, I think the pace would have been just a tad bit better than it usually has been.
Yeah. And love you, Chris Judge, but this is your fault.
Yeah. Again, great dude. Probably great dude. Great fashion sense, but yeah. I do like it did feel a little bit quicker at times. Maybe cut it out with maybe cut a few of the ads. Like, I know you need the ads, but I don't want to see fucking Samsung advertising. You can play Game Pass on your Samsung 2022 and 2021 TVs 8 times. Please? Oh, yeah. Have different things, please. But
yeah, and overall the announcements, there's some good stuff like Hades 2 and for me, Earthblade. Byron's not a Metroidvania guy. And stuff like that. But overall announcements kind of fell on the weaker side this year.
Yeah, and even Keighley said beforehand, in the couple of days leading up, that there were going to be less game announcements, but bigger game announcements, which we got release dates for some pretty big titles. So I would say, yeah, he accomplished that. He got bigger game announcements, for sure.
I think overall it was still a really good show, though.
I would say it's in the upper tier of Keighley shows. For sure.
I think it's definitely one of the better he's put out. Obviously, nothing will ever come close to being as bad as The Last of Us Part 2 Game Awards show.
Yeah, but that also was smack in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, so I think they did just fine.
I think good. And I even watched the pre-show, so technically I did watch a normal amount for the Game Awards. Well. But even with that, if Keighley can rein it in, 2.5 hours, even with the shotgunning of awards, I think 2.5 hours for the main show, the half-hour pre-show, I think that's the format to go with.
Yeah, no, I think he did a particularly good job. Again, you can't account for Chris Judge giving an impassioned speech like that.
Yeah, Keighley did say. Honestly, Keighley did say on Twitch 2.5 hours, provided that speeches don't go too long.
Yeah, but I think in terms of them being worried that speeches would go too long, he was 100% talking about Joseph Ferris, the goat. But he was surprisingly cordial this time around.
Well, yeah, he only did one thing. He presented the Game of the Year award, which I hope that is a trend that continues.
Byron, you act like that guy needs an excuse to do anything.
well, true, but
we love this man.
Yeah.
Like, we can listen to him talk all day.
Yeah. But I hope the trend continues of, like, the winner of the previous year's Game of the Year presents the next year's. So I hope Miyazaki comes back and presents next year's Game of the Year winner.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for me and Slade. That's your Game Awards 2022 recap and thoughts. We're going to go try to figure out how the hell we're going to fucking talk about Smash World Tour on Sunday.
And I'm going to try to get healthy and maybe a COVID test tomorrow, so wish me luck, guys.
But yeah, we will provide you the gaming news. As always, stay tuned for Sunday when we cover all the gaming news that wasn't the Game Awards and not Mario Kart, because Mario Kart will take the back seat this week. We'll get to it next week. We'll get you your Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 3 review then. But this has been Byron.
This has been Slade.
And yeah, get well soon, Slade. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.